Ah, hell. I'm in the wrong game again. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gamers, having me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Soulcreek. So guys, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes of entertaining, and let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Okay. There we go. Yep, we're continuing back where we left off, our guile test. Alright. Follow these coordinates. A set of instructions are wired into my psyche like a map. I can't explain how, but I understand them perfectly. Following Bite's guidance, I wrench myself from behind the wall and tear down the pathway into the village. Go left. What? Left, now, down there. Nope. I almost slip over as I hurl myself down another alley, a trio of tribeswomen emerging from behind another house seconds later. That was close. I put a hand against my side, but feel nothing in my numb state. Your stitches are fine. Just go easy. Ready? Ready. Okay, go. Bite's guidance starts coming faster and faster. I ignore my inhibitions and focus on his voice entirely, giving myself over to his trust. Within moments, we're perfectly in sync. Stop here. Get against the wall. Wait till they pass. Okay, go. Over the fence there. Then behind that wall. That stall. It's clear. Go. Can't believe this. It's actually working. The village is as densely populated as ever, but somehow I'm navigating through it completely unseen. Sometimes I avoid detection by only a second, but Bite's instructions are always on point. However, we eventually reach a dead end at the end of an alley. There's nowhere to turn. Where now? I don't know. There's someone coming. We've got 6 seconds. There's nowhere to hide. Vault onto the roof. The thatched roof in question is a whole story above me. The wall is solid flat wood. There's nothing to grapple onto. I can't get up there. You can. Place your foot right there, then. It's too high. You can do it. I can't bite. You do it. What? I take control of my body. Take control of my body. Vault up there. Now? Yes, now. I'm not even sure. Quick! Ah, okay. Hang on. This is going to feel weird. What happens next is the strangest sensation I've ever experienced so far. My brain fires up with instructions. They're not of my own making, but somehow feel completely natural. I would barely have known that the thoughts in my head were Bite's, not mine. I jerk my body forwards. I'm still moving by my own will, but the movements feel guided, like I'm on a train track. It's still me, but it's not. I'm the one moving, but Bite is the one thinking. He tells me exactly what to do. My foot kicks against the wooden wall, and with an effortless twist of my body, I vault upwards and clutch the overhanging thatched roof with both hands. As easily as swimming through silk, I roll onto the roof and land in a crouch, my body low and alert. Whoa! I can't believe that worked. Sliding with relative ease across the rooftop, I hop back down onto the ground. We're close to the hall. Keep going. Look! There's Loken! I peer around the corner of a hut to catch sight of the husky's fluffy tail, holding the door open for someone that exits before he heads inside. Is there another way in? Around the side. Try the windows. I follow his suggestion, staying low to the ground. Sure enough, there are windows at the back of the hall, their wooden shutters left slightly ajar. I grab hold of a ledge and pull myself inside. There are less people within than yesterday. The fire pit has been lit again. Bite returns my senses to me as I hide behind one of the many wooden pillars lining the room. Right on cue, 2 huge figures walk past my hiding spot, failing to spot me. We have provisions for another month. After that, the shamans will have to take over. How was the wildlife? The woods are sparse. Then we shall reorganize the hunters. They both walk straight past me. Tell me of Alex. He is good. Dravonia huffs at his ambiguous response. When you invoked your right, I trusted you. I suspected you had a plan. Then you said you wanted him as your acolyte. Of all things I expected. Loken whines. It is his path. You know I don't believe in all that. He is a Zephyr. We must discover where he has come from. It is important. The saber-tooth narrows her eyes. Loken visibly shrinks. What's your honest opinion of him? He is smart. He is careful and sensible. He holds himself back when he must. He will adjust well to Ilela. He seemed to be harmless enough when I assessed him yesterday. I had him wander the village so my guards could watch him. I saw nothing alarming. Always an ulterior motive. You heard about his run-in with Barrow? I did. He reminds me of you. Headstrong, street smart, has a knack for meditation, has a knack for mediation and seems to ask the right questions. If Aeyon approves him, I want him to stay. We must be sure that being a black runner is the correct path for him. I am sure. It's a bit strange hearing them talk about me like this. Deciding that I've passed Loken's little assessment, I step out from behind the pillar and stroll up behind the pair of them. Have you assessed his attunement of the 4 with the 4 yet? Loken's eyes flick over to me. I see the tiniest twitch of his muzzle into a grin. I have. And? See for yourself. She turns around and spots me. Alex! Hey. Where did you come from? I followed Loken. Dravonia scowls at the husky, who simply beams proudly. An exercise of guile, I assume? Yes. So did I pass? I give Loken a rather smug, satisfied look. Almost perfect. Almost? What's he talking about? No one saw me. Almost. But... Rat! Gah! Takhi, of course. The fucking honey badger is the one that breaks all the damn rules of perception. What was you sneaking about there for? Takhi yanks me into a headlock after slipping up behind me. You off your rocker, eh? Turning into a proper rat now, ain't you? Furless little fuck. She saw us? When? I have no idea. I managed to tussle myself from the boisterous Takhi, turning to glare at her with frustration. When did you see me? The moment you pranced into the village, you dumbass. Looked a right tart. I followed you all the way. Even saw your little dance up onto the roof. Agile little fucker, ain't you? How? Ask her how. How come I didn't see you? 'Cause spotting dozy twats like you trying to sneak up to the chief is me fucking job. Come on, if you thought I was a real threat, I would have speared your neck already. Figured you was on some kind of job for the mutt. I grumble, folding my arms and pouting dejectedly. As childish as Loken's challenge was, I was still annoyed that we got spotted, even with Bite's superpowers. I look over at Loken, hoping for some encouragement, but he's still in conversation with Dravonia. Takhi elbows me playfully. Oh, come on, what's that face for? You look like Loken. Cheer up, you fucking downer. Getting trained by the mutt is one thing. But me? I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, boy. What do you mean? Oh, Loken ain't told you. I'm training you to fight. Seriously? I thought he'd be helping me all to himself, knowing what he's like. The dog can't teach you everything. Loken wants the best for you. That means asking me. People ain't gonna take shots at you. Not many folks gonna be able to resist that pert little human ass. I figured he'd teach me that stuff by himself. I pointed out that you're a fucking sight shorter than him and weigh a lot less. He's a good fighter, but he won't defend himself the same way you will. But you and I, we're similar. Except I got tits and no dick. You sure about that? Are you sure about the no dick part, Takhi? Because I'm wondering. Well, you definitely got balls. Humans have dicks, right? I scowl. We have dicks. Grand. Soon as your gas is all healed, we start. Here's lesson 1, rat. Before I can even flinch, she twirls her spear around and deftly brings it up to point the rest underneath my chin. Oh, good lord. I cringe as I feel the point against my throat. She's fast. Always assume everyone's gonna want to knock the shit out of the last you living human, because they will, rat. Takhi! As wonderful as Takhi's advice is, I'm not able to fire back a retort before Loken stomps grumpily over. He knocks Takhi's spear away from me, growling menacingly at her. Do not point your spear at him. I gawp at him, startled by his sudden aggression. It's fine, Loken. You gonna let me train him or not? You are not training now. Back away from him. Will you put your cock away, Loken? He's fine. I will decide that. He is mine. Cool it, mutt. He's an acolyte, not a chunk of salvage. Loken clenches his fists angrily. What's gone into him now? Hey! I lightly bap him on the arm. He recoils meekly. I'm feeling less shy about touching him. It grabs his attention effectively. I'm fine, okay? We were just talking. If you want to point me spear at the rat, I'll point me fucking spear at the rat. What the hell's gotten up his ass? I bap his arm again. Stop growling. I am sorry. What's the problem? Nothing. I don't mind him, Alex. He's a jealous mutt. Always have been when it comes to your salvage, ain't you? No. Oh, yeah? Hey, Chief. Dravonia is chatting to another tribeswoman, a warrior, I'm guessing, going by the outfit. As Takhi calls for her attention, the saber-tooth sighs and politely dismisses the warrior, stomping over to us. What is it, Takhi? Tell the rat about the fucking skunk incident. Do not tell Alex about the skunk incident. No, please tell me about the skunk incident. Perhaps you should tell him yourself, Loken. He folds his arms like a puppy and pouts, looking away. No. This was over 10 years ago. Loken had been running for 2 days. He returned with a whole sack of decent salvage. High-quality metal, cables, electrical parts, valuable things. He was a proud hound. He brought the salvage into the hall and placed it on the table, right over there, then went to find me. We had a visitor at the time, a trader from the Razorback clan, a skunk named Caddy. She didn't realize it was Loken's stuff. Poor girl just wanted to peek. Loken found her with his salvage in her hands. I marched in from a garden outside when I heard them both snarling at each other. What happened next? Yeah, what happened next, Loken? I bit her. And you. Because someone touched your salvage? I was upset. He weren't proper upset till I was done with him afterwards. Takhi pinches a pendant around her neck, wiggling it between her thumb and a finger. Loken rolls his eyes wearily. I squint. Upon closer inspection, I realize it's not a pendant at all. It's a tooth. Is that yours, out, Loken? Husky glares at me, then at the smug-faced honey badger. Yes. He opens his mouth and tilts his head back, hooking his mouth with one finger and pulling it taut so I can see. Sure enough, there's a small gap at the very back where one of his teeth is missing. Don't let him pull your heartstrings over it either. He proper deserved it. Loken's patience finally seems to snap. I will wait for Alex outside. Abruptly, he whirls about with a petulant swish of his tail and marches for the exit. He seems pretty annoyed. Is he okay? Don't worry, he's fine. Is she brushing his feelings off? Surely they know how sensitive Loken can be. The skunk incident was only a year after he became verbal. He may be temperamental now, but back then, far worse. Ha, fuck, I remember those years. Young Loken. He was a fucking nightmare. Do you know why he was mute? Nah, no one does. Alex, Takhi and I have clan business to discuss. Aeyon arrived this morning. I'd like you to go and see him. Now. My eyes widen. Aeyon is here now? Yep, he's setting the stuff up. Has a little hut he likes to work in. My heart jumps. Finally! Where is he? Loken will take you. He's been buzzing about seeing a live human. What did you tell him about me? Cats, what are you doing? I hear you over there. Like, That you have no memory, and that we don't know where you've come from. I'm hoping you will be able to shed some light on your origins. Great, thanks, I'll go now. I hope he has the answers we're looking for, Alex. Good luck. Later, rat. I give them both a nod and turn to find Loken. Loken has his back to me. He's staring out at the village, his arms crossed. All that teasing really seemed to get on his nerves. Loken? The husky jumps as I address him. He looks grumpy at first, but his face softens at the sight of me. Alex! Are you alright? Yes. You sure? He quickly scowls. You think I am not? Just checking. I am fine. You sure? I don't mind talking. Aeyon is here. We must go and see him. He clearly doesn't want to discuss it. I just nod. I'm not about to upset him again. Okay, let's just go. I feel for him. Knowing what I know about him now, interacting with the boisterous Takhi and stern Dravonian must be pretty taxing for him. However, my sympathy for the territorial hound is swiftly eroded as we make our way through the village. The tribeswomen seem less cautious of me today. Word of my arrival has obviously traveled. Maybe Mia put in a good word. Some of the clan nod their head to me in greeting, and others actually approach me to say hello. I'm pretty delighted that they want to talk to me, and would have been more than willing to stop and chat. However, every time someone gets close to me, Loken either nudges me away from them or outright yanks me by the shoulder and obstructs their view of me. At first I assume it's because we're in some kind of hurry and let it slide, because he always gives me the same excuse. Aeyon is waiting. Keep moving. After a while, I don't buy his excuse at all. I've seen this absurd, jealous behavior from him before. It seems to be getting worse. Why is he so defensive of me? I don't have the gall to tell him to back off in case he gets grumpy. His possessive nature is what saved me from Dravonia's prison in the first place. But I'm not in any danger here. I just want to say hello to people. At one point, I catch him glaring at an innocent tribeswoman who simply waves at me. He quickly wipes the scowl off his face when he spots me looking at him. He knows he's pushing his luck, but he's still doing it. He finally crosses the line when we reach the village square. A tribeswoman passes us as Loken is stalking behind me. She greets me and goes to shake my hand, but Loken wrenches me away from her by my side. His paw grinds against my stitches, and pain flares up across my entire side like a bolt of lightning. Ah, Loken, stop! The brutish hound immediately softens his grip and holds me steady. I'm sorry. I push him off of me. Hack, my side! I lift up my clothes and see the wound. The stitches have held, barely, and the sting is already dying down. I chastise him calmly. You are all right? I think so. Looks fine. It just hurt a little, that's all. I fold my arms and stare at him with drilling, accusatory eyes. He tries to avoid looking at me, like a dog caught doing something unfavorable. It's actually pretty cute. Look, Loken, what's with all the jealousy? I'm not mad about you for being protective of me. But, are you going to get huffy at everyone who looks at me? I'm not your property. He says nothing. He just stares at the nearest fence. I gently pat his arm to regain his attention. He looks at me sheepishly. Hey, why are you acting like this? You're my acolyte. I wanted... You're the last human. You are small. It is not safe. You are mine. Well, sure, I'm your acolyte, but you nearly pulled my stitches out just then. No more growling at people who talk to me, okay? I can look out for myself. I'm sorry. Promise you'll try and tone it down? It is hard to stop. I promise I will try. Okay. I smile at him. You are in pain? I dab my wound with my fingers, applying a little pressure to check for any discomfort. I'm fine. Okay, we will carry on. He goes to touch my shoulder with his paw, but withdraws it before we make contact. We're nearing the edge of the village now, and I'm wondering exactly where Loken is taking me. So, Aeyon isn't a Draconite, but he still has a home here? He does. He stays here often. Why? He studies things. What things? I do not really know. I do not understand the things he speaks of. Aeyon is strange. He knows many things. You will see for yourself. He is a good man. He sometimes helps me identify my salvage. He has wit? Not a Black Runner's wit. He has knowledge through study. Black Runner's wit is implicit. To find a relic and know it has use and value. You think he'll be able to help me? I do not know. But he learned much with the Automonks. I jump in alarm when there's a sudden eruption of sound behind us. An extensive number of children suddenly rush over to the husky. My heart seizes in shock and I spin defensively, but Loken turns amicably towards them with open arms. Behind them, a single adult stands back and watches over the youngsters. The children swarm Loken happily, embracing him and clamoring for his attention. He returns their affections gently, inquiring into each one with a smile. Little ones, you are well. You continue to grow. You are behaving. You must make the right decisions. You are learning. You must be attentive to your teacher. It's impossible to hear what any of the kids are saying. I have no idea how he calmly navigates his focus between them all at the same time. Most of them blurt out that they miss him and ask when he'll be teaching us again. Wow, they love him. Dravonia mentioned he teaches at the school sometimes, but I never imagined him commanding such respect. Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks, if you can, it always helps. I'm gonna chill out for the rest of the night while I finish downloading Callisto Protocol. Alright guys, I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!